Boy, what an amazing week of football this has been. Lionel Messi took us back down memory lane and scored one of the goals of the season, and then lifted his 35th piece of silverware for Barcelona. Ousmane Dembele was apparently happy to stay on at Camp Nou, but it appears that the Frenchman is set to leave this summer. We've been talking about Hansi Flick's situation for quite a while, and we must know something most people didn't. Now it's out there. The German will not be Bayern Munich's manager next season, and we're going to tell you why. Raheem Sterling and Pep Guardiola have a problem, and this could see the English forward leave the Etihad. So for those of you who are new to this channel, welcome, subscribe away, and make sure to hit the bell icon to stay informed of everything that we post. Everton's softened stance on Keane. According to esteemed journalist and transfer market whistleblower Fabrizio Romano, Everton are now willing to listen to offers for their young striker Moise Keane, who is currently on loan at Paris Saint-Germain. The Italy international joined the Toffees from Juventus a couple of years ago and struggled for consistency. However, the player's value has increased following some promising displays in France, and Everton are now willing to start negotiating with clubs willing to pay at least €50 million for the youngster. PSG are keen on making Keane's move permanent, but might not be willing to meet Everton's asking price, which means that a number of Italian clubs could come flocking and bring back the young striker to the Serie A. Leeds monitoring Ajax forward. It's quite surprising that Leeds United have done so well in the Premier League this season despite not having a specialist left-back. Ezgian Alioski and Stuart Dallas have filled in the role quite admirably, but Marcelo Bielsa is aware of the importance of having a recognised fullback. Leeds don't want to regress next season and suffer the same fate as Sheffield United, who will now be playing in the Championship next season. According to the Mirror, Leeds are weighing up a move for the Argentinian international Nicolas Tagliafico. It's surprising that the Ajax man hasn't made a big move yet, despite being one of the most consistent fullbacks in Europe, and a move to Leeds United might give Tagliafico a certain visibility that's lacking in the Dutch Eredivisie. Muriel attracting interest from Inter. He might be 30 years old, but Luis Muriel is in the form of his life. He's scoring goals for fun at Atalanta and deserves to win a few honours in the next 2 years or so. The Colombian international's form has impressed Inter Milan manager Antonio Conte, who's exploring the possibility of making a move for the 30-year-old. However, it remains to be seen if the Nerazzurri would be able to do so, given the club's financial issues. Aguero wage is a stumbling block. According to Todo Fichajes, Juventus, Paris Saint-Germain and Barcelona are eager to snap up Sergio Aguero once he becomes a free agent. However, the Argentine striker's wage demands are proving to be quite an obstacle for interested parties. The 32-year-old wants to earn a hefty paycheck, but clubs aren't looking to pay over the odds for a player who's had a pretty bad injury record in the last 2 years. We do see Aguero joining one of the top sides in European football, but the current financial situation means that the Manchester City icon might need to soften his stance. Pogba documentary not an issue. It's a little amusing that every time Paul Pogba does something, the media starts pointing towards a particular controversy. The Manchester United midfielder is likely to be in the news again this summer as his agent Mino Raiola pushes for either a significant pay rise or an exit from Old Trafford. But before that, Pogba's recent deal with Amazon is already talk of the town. The Frenchman is going to earn a good amount of money through his documentary, and it comes at a time when the Red Devils are mulling over offering him a new deal. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said that Pogba's documentary is never going to be a problem for him or the club. Paul has been in the spotlight ever since he started at Man United, so I don't see a problem with it, Solskjaer explained to reporters when asked about the documentary. Paul's main focus is to get as much out of his career as possible. He wants to be the best player he can be, and he wants to win as many trophies as possible. He's already won the World Cup, and I can see his focus now is all about winning and playing the best possible football that he can. This is quite the show of support from the Norwegian tactician, who's gotten the best out of the Frenchman in recent weeks. Pogba has been Man United's best player in the last few games, and his importance to the team can't be ignored. We believe that United would already be trying to tie him down to a long-term deal, and the manner in which Pogba has been carrying himself in recent months does seem to suggest that the former Juventus man is actually enjoying his life at Old Trafford. But when you have Raiola as an agent, things can change quite drastically. Sterling issues create transfer noise. Raheem Sterling has been one of Manchester City's standout players in recent years. However, the winger's decline in playing time might make him a target for a host of top clubs in Europe. Moreover, the emergence of Phil Foden for Pep Guardiola has created a further issue. Reportedly, the Spanish tactician isn't very happy with the player's work ethic. Sterling is reportedly still happy at his current home, with the citizens destined for a Premier League crown and still in contention for the Champions League. He still plays a fair amount, contributing to 15 league goals this year, and he's played in England his entire career. And the Daily Star claims that Real Madrid are keenly observing the entire situation and could make a move for Sterling. The England international is in his prime and could become a real star for the Spanish Giants. Los Blancos have a dearth of talent, but they don't have enough experienced players who can carry the club into a brighter future. Maybe Sterling is their answer. Who knows? Hansi Flick to leave Bayern Munich. Alright then, we're a bit excited about this kind of news because it could make the German Bundesliga very interesting next season. Following Munich's 3-2 win over VfL Wolfsburg, Hansi Flick confirmed his intent to leave Bavaria at the end of the season. The manager is set to depart the Allianz Arena after winning a clutch of trophies in a stint that only began back in November 2019. No one expected Flick to become such a huge success, but here we are. Bayern Munich were giants last season and dominated in every trophy that they competed for. This season, they were knocked out of the Champions League at the hands of Paris Saint-Germain, but it appears that things were never too rosy behind the media eyes. Flick informed the team of his decision, but didn't give them any reason why he was pursuing such a course of action. However, it's been reported that Flick and sporting director Hasan Salihamidzic have not been seeing eye to eye since the beginning of the campaign, and the two don't agree with several squad decisions. Last year, our squad, and everybody knows this, had more quality than the team this season, Flick said at a press conference this week. While Flick wanted to tie down David Alaba to a long-term deal, but apparently the sporting director wasn't too keen on being held hostage by the player's agent. At the same time, Flick wanted more control over the club's transfer decisions, and that wasn't forthcoming either. It now appears that Flick could be on the verge of becoming Germany's next manager once Joachim Löw steps down from the post following the conclusion of this summer's European Championship. Who will take over at Bayern? At present, the big two names linked with the soon-to-be vacant post are Jurgen Klopp and Julian Nagelsmann. Klopp is also in frame for the Germany job, but if Flick joins the national team setup, Munich might prefer to move for Klopp, whose style of football might be more suited to the Bavarians as compared to a more mechanical style of football we've come to see at RB Leipzig under Nagelsmann. At the same time, Munich are also keeping tabs on Ralf Rangnick, who boasts a lot of experience in the German Bundesliga. Massimiliano Allegri has been jobless for a while, and maybe the Italian was waiting for an opportunity like this to show up. What do you guys think? Who will be managing Bayern Munich next season? Messi gets number 35. Barcelona lifted this year's Copa del Rey following a 4-0 win over Athletic Bilbao. While it was indeed a team effort, Messi's stunning goal stole the show on the night as Ronald Koeman won his first piece of silverware with the Catalan Giants. The trophy is Messi's 35th for Barcelona and might end up being his last as he nears the end of his contract at Camp Nou. We're not sure if Messi will extend his stay with the club, but Messi was clearly happy with the achievement. "It was a really difficult Copa to win," Messi said after the game. "We had to suffer in a lot of the games. It's always nice to win a trophy. I'm really happy for this group of players because they deserved some happiness. It's really special to be the captain of this club where I have spent my whole life, and it's a really special Copa to win." Now, we don't want to rain on anyone's parade, but a picture, in this case many pictures, speak 1,000 words. Once the presentation ceremony was over, every Barcelona player lined up to have an individual photo taken with the club icon. Under normal circumstances, these gestures are usually ignored, but with so much speculation surrounding his future, perhaps it was a fitting one for the memories for everyone who shared a dressing room with the legendary forward this season. Now, before we go, we'd also like to inform you about a rumour surrounding the future of Messi's teammate Ousmane Dembele, who's apparently refused to sign a contract extension with the club. The France international has started showing good form this season, but he's currently not sure about his immediate future. The news could come as a boost for several top European sides that might try to snare him away from the Camp Nou. Aubameyang fighting malaria. While on international duty with Gabon last month, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang contracted malaria and was hospitalised, missing Arsenal's Europa League triumph over Slavia Praha. We're sure that the Gunners missed the presence of their captain, but it didn't show in the performance, with Alexandre Lacazette grabbing himself a brace and Pepe and Saka making it 4-0 on the night. While it was hoped that the Arsenal skipper would return in time for the game against Fulham, it's now looking more likely that he'll return at the home game against Everton next week. The question is, how will this affect his performance? With his form looking shaky in the last few weeks, will his time in a hospital bed make his performances suffer, or were his recent poor showings a result of his illness? Who knows? But he's only scored 14 times in all competitions so far. Before the Europa League game on Thursday, Aubameyang posted on his Instagram, thanking his fans for the well-wishing messages. He did also say that he wasn't really feeling himself the last couple of weeks, but will be back stronger than ever soon. Here's hoping that's true, and the man himself will be back to full fitness very soon. So, that was it for today. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe.